everyone. My name is KatFTWynn, and I'm here with...
I'm not introing myself.
You're not introing yourself? Okay, fine.
No,
Keita Nash Gaming. And we played through all of this game already. Got gold tickets for all the puzzles.
We noticed that we were getting some comments from people who were having trouble solving this puzzle. They were struggling through it. So we thought it might be a good idea to just make a tutorial explaining how the puzzle works and how to get a gold ticket. So hopefully this will help.
Yep. And even if we do describe it, there is some RNG to this. So we will try our best to get a gold ticket. If we don't, but then play through it again to just show you guys what a winning solution looks like, we'll just quickly show that at the end. But this is the way we did it. So unedited, pretty much showing both perspectives so you guys can kind of get an idea of what you do impacts the other player and how. Also, I'm going to be player 1 on this side with the swirls and designs on the hexagons, and Keita's going to be player 2 with the pillars.
Yeah, I would say yours are probably tiles.
Yeah, that makes sense. Tiles and pillars.
And then I have pillars. So,
yeah.
So you're going to start with, at least on my side, you start with 2 tiles and they have all 3 colors. So you can put any pillar on here. You need to match the colors. So starting out, it's pretty easy, but then it gets, you know, a little more complicated as you go.
Correct.
What do you start with?
What I start with is also 2 tiles, and it is 3 colors as well, but it does show for me, probably as a hint, which took me forever to recognize, is that the greens are connected to light up and show you that you have 2 points, but none for the other colors. And if you look at the scoreboard, you can see there are 2 for the hexagon.
Yep. Because there are 2 tiles down.
Right, and they're connected. So it's showing that I'm getting 2 points. And you can see Keita's points are on the left with the pillar shape. Mine are on the right with the hexagon shape.
Yep.
So also this little hint on the back is also telling you that you are not trying to make these symbols. It is just telling you how many points you get for connecting X amount of colors. So if one color is alone and not touching anything, it's 0 points. You don't get anything for it. If you have 2 colors touching, no matter the shapes or anything, that does literally not matter. You get 2 points and so on and so forth. So if you have 3 in consecutive touching, it'll be 3 points and so on and so forth. So that's important and what it's trying to tell you here. But you have open possibilities here. And these starting plates are always RNG.
And in order to score on my side, you also need to have the colors be touching each other. So that's important.
Yep. And another important thing is that for A, B, and C of picking up things, when one player grabs one, it locks the other player to get the one from the same place. So you need to communicate which ones you need, so that way you guys don't accidentally lock each other out of options.
Essentially, if I take the pillar that is in A, Kat cannot take anything from B or C. Kat has to take the tile that is in A.
Correct.
Because the stairs will disappear.
Yep.
So now you can put them back if you're like, oh, I don't want this anymore.
Yeah,
but both players have to do that, and then you can, you know, pick a different one. But yeah, you whichever one you choose, you are both locked in to that.
Yep.
So
exactly that. So are we ready?
Yeah. You'll have to let me know what you want to start with. If I would choose A, if that's possible, because that's going to give me 3 colors. But
I can definitely do A. It does not matter for me for now.
It's also important to know that Kat has a different side of the tile. So what Kat is seeing is different than what I'm seeing. So when Kat puts this tile down, it's going to show up on my board as all 3 colors. But on Kat's board, it's going to show up as what?
It's 2 colors, red and blue.
Okay. So that's really important to know, because it was confusing when we were first doing this, and Kat would put something down and say it was green and then it was blue, and I was like, what are you talking about?
Yep.
So yeah, so I'm going to come up here and get this blue pillar. Now you will see the stairs disappear. Okay.
Yep. Now
they
all
are also disappearing for Kat.
Yep.
So Kat has to take this one, unless I were to put the pillar back. But
Right. So I take it.
Yep.
And Kita has already communicated that it's all 3 on the back. For me, it's 2. So I just need to put it anywhere. Also, good thing to note, there is a light that is a projector from the ceiling. It lets you know where the other character is standing, not looking.
Yeah, so this is where Kat is standing right now, this spotlight here. So you can communicate where you want the tile to be placed. Now, right now, because it's all 3 colors, it doesn't really matter to me. So I'm going to let Kat kind of choose what works for them.
Right. And also, like, keep in mind if I am saying, oh, I need right here, is here okay? And Kita was like, yes, I would need to move to then place the tile. But you need to, but for Kita, it looks like I'm moving, the light is moving off of where it needs to be. So, like, keep that in mind. Don't panic. Just make sure you communicate where I'm standing. Okay. And then move.
Yep.
I can rotate mine in any way. It depends on how I'm standing. So you can rotate these however you need or like if you are on my side, but it does not affect what colors Kita gets, what player 2 gets.
No, Kat can do whatever. Honestly, player 2, which is me, has the easier job because I don't have to rotate anything. I just have to make sure that the pillars match whatever tile color is down.
Right. So I can do either, I mean, I can do anything, but I can do here, or also here or here.
Any of those is fine with me.
Okay, I'm just gonna do it up here. I don't know why.
Because it's all 3 colors, so I'm good.
Okay, so I'm gonna put mine here, but I'm gonna rotate it so that way, for me, the blues are connected, but I've also set it up so the reds can easily connect with a tile that might be here in the future to add more points. But right now, putting this down will give me 2 blue, and they lit up, so I got 2 points. Not yet. Once Kita places hers, then I'll be able to see how many points.
So it's not going to calculate points until both players have put their tile and pillar down.
Right.
So
also keep in mind, now that we can see the scoreboard, because we started the game, those, they kind of are a little wonky, but they are multiplication signs in between the 2 points. So it's doing blank times blank. So Kita needs 3. She can't really get 7. Like, there's not enough pillars. So the pillar person needs 3 of each color, and the hexagon person needs 7 of each color.
If you're trying to get 21.
If you're trying to get gold. This is specifically to get gold, but you can get any of the others. However, all 3 need to be the same. So if one isn't to 12, but the other 2 are, you're not going to get the bronze.
Basically, the overall score you get is the lowest number you have. So if you have green and red to 21, but blue is 10, you're going to get 10 points. So just keep in mind that whichever one is the lowest is going to be the one that you get a ticket for.
Correct.
So if you want to get 21, which is gold, you need to get all 3 to at least 21.
Right. And that's what we're going to try to do, is get 3 times 7, basically.
Yep.
For all of these.
And you get 10 tiles in total. So I'm going to get 10 pillars, which means that I can have 1 extra. So I need 3 of each color, and then I can have 1 extra. If I have 2 extra, we messed up, and it's not going to work.
Right.
So if
Kita also has the option to throw away 1. I do not.
I have a trash can, so I could throw away 1 if necessary.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I want 3 red, 3 blue, 3 green. I could have 4 of one of those colors because I have 10 pillars in total.
Right.
But if I have 5 of one color, we're in trouble.
Right.
If you're going for gold anyway.
If you're going for gold. And also RNG does again matter for gold, because that gets really close towards the end, and you have to kind of guess luckily on which ones you may or may not get in the future. Right. So.
Okay. So I'm going to put my blue here to start with. Okay. So now you'll see that the points have been calculated. There is 1 blue pillar down for me, and Kat has 2 blue tiles down. And then there's still the 2 green tiles, which were at the beginning.
Right.
So, but see, I don't have any green pillars down, so there's no, like, it's 0. Like, the score is 0 because it's multiplication.
Yep. And that's why that's only 2, even though we have 1 and 2. It's because it's multiplication. So, for me, all of the colors are pretty much available right now. So it just, is there a color you want to go for?
No, I'm okay with anything. Or is
the back of the tile really good?
No, it's just some are green and 1 is red. So nothing, there's no like dual colors or anything.
Okay. Is C okay? Or actually, is B okay? Sorry.
That's fine. Either one's fine. We can do B.
Let's go for B.
Okay, so what color do you have on B?
On B, I have green and blue. They're just weird shapes, so you have to keep in mind the shapes and how they'll line up with things on the board for my side.
So just to reiterate, so that's what Kat's seeing, but for me, I'm just seeing green. So the tile, once Kat puts it down, is going to be green. So keep that in mind when you're setting up your board.
Right.
Because you want them to touch. Otherwise, you don't get the points.
Right. And you can kind of see what the other player is doing if you look. But yeah, it's hard because sometimes your piece wants to go back in place and block your view on my side. So can mine go here?
Yes, that's fine.
Cool.
So you kind of have to try to plan a little bit on my side if you're playing player 2, because you don't want to block yourself off.
Right.
Because again, you need to make sure that the colors are touching.
Yeah, I have to plan ahead too a bit, and that's why I'm like trying not to block off like colors and kind of making this swirl continue. So if I put this here, I have green and blue touching. So I'm gonna get 2 more points in blue because this is 0 right now. But if I make these touch, it's gonna be 2. And if I make these greens all touch, it's now gonna go from 2 to 3 because they're continuing. Okay.
So now you can see that this one is green, like I said it was going to be. So I have a blue pillar in my hand. I don't want to put it here or here. I want it to make sure that I'm touching the other one. I mean, you could put it here if you're going to plan to put a different one there, but you know, you just got to make sure they're touching. So once I do that, you're going to see this line appear to show that they're connected.
And now the points have added up.
Yes.
So you can see I have 4. Even though they're not touching, this is 2 and this is 2. These are 3 because they're all touching. Red, since none of these are touching, all of these are 0 still.
Yep. And you can see that Kat has 3 green tiles down, but I have none. So again, 0 points.
Right.
But then for me, I have 2 blue pillars and Kat has 4 blue tiles. So right now we have a score of 8.
Just
together.
In blue. Yeah. All right. Yep. So I would like to try and start red.
Okay. The best option for me would be C, but that's okay if we
I can still do C. It wouldn't give me red, but I can do it. I would just really need to start focusing on
If you'd rather focus
red
on
after.
Red, that's fine. Which one is that?
B, but I can...
That's good.
Okay. B's
that
good.
works for me.
Could it be here?
No.
Oh,
okay, so this is a situation where... So the back of this tile is red. So putting red here... I mean, I could work with it potentially if I got another one to put here, but ideally, I don't want to be in that situation. So I want to work with Kat to try to get it into a more optimal position. So do you have another space that would
this work?
That
or this?
would work. Either of those will work.
Okay, cool. And what's the color of the back of mine?
Red.
Red, okay.
Yep, it's red for me, but my pillar is green.
Right. So if either one of these work, how do I want to? Because if I could do this, then I can plan in the future to get a green one that will connect those 2 and make it then 5, because it would connect this green and it would be a connector itself, so it would be 5 total. Or I can also do this, but if I do this, it does for sure cut off green, because green won't be able to connect in any other way this way. So it would just be 4 unless I connected something on that end. But I would still have 0 points in red, but I could easily connect these 2 red to make 3 points at some time in the future. However, I would like to keep my options open and already start building on red. So since Kita said neither matter, I'm going to put this here and give myself 2 red points.
So green pillar right now. And I could put it here. I'm not going to do that because I might want to use that because it's multicolor. I might want to use that for a blue in the future or a red because they're touching. So I'm going to use this just green one. Now, it's not connecting to anything yet. So
yeah, same with my greens here. This one's just alone, but he has the possibility of connecting. So, but that gave us some red, which we had none of initially, so.
Right.
Now, I either have A has blue and green, B has red and blue, and C has blue, just blue. So
A would be the best for me, but we can go with something else if you need.
Yeah. Just so everyone knows, I usually try to avoid the ones that are single unless we're like towards the end and are just trying to get 1 or 2 more points. I try to get ones that have multi because it's going to give you more options.
Yep.
So if you said A would be the best for you. So can A go here for you?
It could. It wouldn't be optimal though.
Okay.
Is there anywhere else it could go?
I mean, I can put it over here. I just would only be able to use the green part. And I'd be cutting off green. Oh, wait, no, I wouldn't be cutting off green. I'd be continuing it to there. So I could do here. I just can only use the green.
That would be ideal for me.
Okay. I can do that.
Okay. Because that, for me, that's red and blue. So that would be right in between my red and blue.
Gotcha. So then what I'm going to do, blue's just kind of not being used at this point. So, I mean, I know I said ones with ones, but it still at least gave us a lot more options. So I'm going to put this here because if I do, it connects the 2 greens and now I'm going to have 5 points in green. That's
so I'm going to start reds here because this is, I can only put red there. But then again, I have options. I can do a blue here. I can do a red here.
Right.
So that'll set me up for later.
Yeah. So you saw I just had an extra 2 points in green and that's it so far. So for me, I mean, that's a lonely red. I would not prefer it, but I would use it in A. Otherwise, B has a green, C has blue and green. So if I can put C here, that would be great, but...
C will not work there because that's red for me.
Could B work here?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do B in there then.
Okay.
Because I'm communicating to Kita where mine will slot in and match stuff, and Kita then looks at her board and decides if that is a good placement for her plans. So I'm going to just go here and continue my green, basically snake happening here. So that way I'm going to now have 6 points in green.
I'm going to have to use this for green because that's the pillar that I have. I could pitch it, but I'm not really in a position where I need to do that. So I think I am going to use this multicolor for green, but that's why we have it, so that you have options when you get into a situation like this. But now I'm really set up well because I have a red here, so that's going to be, they're going to be touching. And then here, again, I could do blue or red. So depending on what I get, what I need, gives me some options. So I'm going to go ahead and put the green here. And you'll see they connect.
And yep, and green went up.
Sure did.
So I do need a lot more red, but I do know that once I put a red here, I'm going to get 3 points. So that's going to boost red up to 5.
So as you can see on the scoreboard, we do have green to 12. Okay.
Right.
You need 12 points for bronze, but this would not actually be 12 points. It would take from the lowest. So if we stopped right now, you know, if we were done, we'd only have 2 points because that's our lowest. So just keep that in mind.
And you wouldn't be able to proceed. I think you need bronze at least.
Yeah, you have to have bronze to keep going. Anyway.
C is a multicolor for me, so I would love it, but it's not necessary.
Where would you put it though?
Honestly, I could put it anywhere, but I could put it... Okay, so I have to keep in mind which way, like what side the colors are on. So because blue is there, red's on its left. If I put blue here, red would automatically be over here, which is completely not where red is for me. So blue and green, I can put the multicolor here.
Yeah, that wouldn't work for me.
Otherwise, the red is there and blue is there. As much as I would like it, actually, I think the multicolor is not going to benefit me then anymore because of the way the colors are positioned, unfortunately. So, like if the red and green were switched, but...
Do you have a spot for B?
B is just wholly blue. So I can put it here and get 2 blue points in either of these two. It does not matter. Oh, wait, no, it does matter. It would prefer to be here so I don't block off red. Otherwise, I can put it here or I can put it in this one or this one. So
this would be the best for me.
I can do that.
Here. Yeah. You want to do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool.
So I'm going to grab B. And what's the color behind mine?
It's red and green.
Red and green? Okay. So I'm going to put it here like Kita said.
So that's going to be most likely where my last green goes.
Yeah. And I can plan where this is where I have 5 points in blue now. And you could be like, oh, well, that's going to be a pain to get like 6 and then 7. Or what you could do, since you already have a blue, or I already have a blue here, I can just add another blue touching this and it automatically turns this from 0 to 2 points. And then I'll be done with blue. So that's what planning in the future can help you do. So that way you don't accidentally try to keep continuing. Like I am continuing the green, but that's just been coincidence with what I've been given. You can just break up the points like this, what I'm doing with red and blue. So.
All right. So I have a blue pillar, so it has to go here because that's the only blue tile that I have.
Okay.
And that's going to connect. And then technically I am done with blues. So I have 3.
Yep, Kita's done with blues.
So, I mean, I could do 4 because we're going to have 1 left over.
So I only got blue. None of it matters, but can it go here? Can any of them go here?
Here?
Yeah, where I'm standing here. Where
okay,
you just put
I
a
would
pillar.
like that to be A.
A? That's fine by me. All of them are blue for me, so it doesn't matter.
So I'm going to explain that. So for me, I have C, which is just blue, B, which is blue and green, and A, which is blue and red. So that's going to work the best for me because then I can use the red. Because right now I need to prioritize green and red.
Right, and you don't want blue anymore.
Right.
At least as much as we can avoid it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you might have to just deal, but...
Right. So this doesn't matter which way I orient it because I am just trying to connect these two and I will be done with blue after I place this because it's 1, 2, 1, 2, so that's 4, and then 3, so that's 7. So it does not matter for me.
Nice.
I'm just connecting them to get the points.
And because that is blue and red for me, I can bring red down here and then... But I have a green pillar and it's gonna go there. So my greens are also done.
Awesome. So blue is done for us.
Yep, blue is completely done. We've got 21.
So like what I'm going to now want to aim for, what I'm going to want to aim for is anything green and red. I'm not going to want to try and go for anything blue unless I have to, which I mean, B and C does provide red and blue. A is red and green, but as much as I would love both red and green options, in both circumstances, my green isn't anywhere near my reds. Because if I put a red here, like this green is not going to reach around in time and also only needs 1 more. And here, there is no greens by it either. So for me, it really doesn't matter which one I pick up. However, I would love to put any of them here. So I'm going to ask Kita if any of the A, B, and C work here where I'm standing.
C would be the best because that's every color.
Okay.
I mean, like, none of these pillars are red, so I'm just kind of waiting for reds at this point. But that's a multicolor, so that's going to be the best placement for that.
So let's do that then.
Okay.
And doing that, I'm purposely going to avoid touching my blue to the blue and giving us extra because I don't need it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Oh, you know what?
Yeah?
That's unfortunate.
What?
Do
you want to put it somewhere else?
I can put it somewhere else, What I didn't realize was that it doesn't connect these two like I wanted it to because of the shape it is. However, I can just put it over here and make this 3.
It is multicolored, so you can put it wherever you want. Like, that's fine if you want to put it there. Like, it's not going to ruin anything
And also,
for me.
so the people know, I can either put it here or I can put it here because it'll connect here. You don't have a preference between the two?
The first placement is actually better for me.
So I'll put mine here
because
then.
I could actually use it if you put it there.
Okay, and it'll turn this into 3. These are 0 still because they're not connected.
So the reason I wanted to do that is because this red here is in the middle. So again, gives me just options.
Right.
You know, I was just going to say I have a blue right now and I don't need it. So I could put it down, which would just give us even more points in blue. Or if you have one that you don't want or need, you can just come right over here and just throw it in the garbage. So there you go.
Yep. And it completes. And red got 1 extra point for me. So now it's at 3. So if I do this, it'll be 3. And then one of them I'm going to need to connect and make 4. Because I'll need to do 3 and 4. Yes.
The bad news is I need 2 reds. And all of them are green.
So we got bad RNG, unfortunately. Yeah. Because we only have 2 more left, and that means because Kita needs 2 reds, we're gonna not have enough.
Well, we can finish it up.
And also I don't actually think I can get enough in time either because I need 2 more reds. So if this connects, that makes it 6, which is 1 short of 7, and that's fine. But then with the last tile we have left, I can only put down 1 extra in red or 1 extra in green because of how my red and greens are oriented. I can't benefit myself by giving 2 for 1 in 1 turn. So I'm in the same kind of predicament as Kita where I am 1 short or will be 1 short. So unfortunately, RNG does play a big factor in this, but this is the best way that we found we can do this. So we'll probably get silver, but that's probably about it. At least with this.
So go ahead. Which one do you want? Doesn't matter. All my pillars are green.
Yeah. I can do A if you are fine with that.
Yeah.
And then I'll put... Wait, can A go here? Sorry. Does that matter?
I mean, that's fine. I'm at a point where I'm set up. I just need red, so it doesn't matter where you put anything.
Gotcha. So I'll put the red here, and I'll get that red point to at least 6.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's...
But yeah,
just
so
1 short.
This, if I were to put this green pillar here, is not touching. Okay, so see, it doesn't give me 4 because it's not touching. And
unfortunately, I do have one that has both green and red, but like I said, none of my green and red are close enough that I could do that.
Oh, now you're gonna give me 2 red pillars? You know?
Yeah,
anyway.
So unfortunately, RNG does play a big role in it.
But yeah, I was just showing that if they're not connected, they're not gonna count. So I have this one green who's by itself, so it's not showing up on the scoreboard.
Right.
All right. Well.
So yeah, it does not matter for me.
Which one of
all
those
of them
do you
work.
want? You don't care?
Yeah, it doesn't matter for either of us. So let's just do
grab
C.
A.
Oh,
no.
A. That's fine.
Yeah, let's grab A because that's a red pillar, so I can at least.
Because then that's a red, and you don't care where I put it?
No.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put it here, and I've completed red. I'm 1 short on green. So we will get. Oh, we didn't get silver because of the 3, so that makes sense. So we got bronze, as you can see. So I would think, based on how we've played it before, this is a guaranteed way to at least get a ticket to proceed. However, it's RNG on whether or not you will get gold. So me and Kita are now just going to do exactly what we've shown you guys, but with new things, everything like that. And we'll just cut to our solutions and show you the board once we have gold.
You mean show the board when it's done?
Yes. So that, I mean, our process isn't going to be any different.
Yeah, it's the same way you would do it. It's just sometimes you get screwed over with RNG and you don't get the colors you need. So
then you'll see how a winning board can look. It's gonna be different for everyone because of the RNG and what you're provided, unfortunately. So it won't be your solution, but it will show you how things can connect because maybe you didn't think about how two things, especially on mine with the different shapes and stuff, you might not have thought about how a shape could look. So it will hopefully help to see the final result.
So, yeah, if you don't like your result, you take the ticket, you put it in the retry, and you go again.
Yep. And
So
it's the exact same thing, but like I said, our starting time, like everything that it provides in the A, B, and C is randomized. So it is completely different than the last time we played.
All right. You ready to get gold?
I'm ready to get gold.
Okay.
So seeing as if I just want to get perfect, 1, 2, 3, 4,
yeah, I can put this
5,
in the
6,
trash if you want to just get perfect.
This there. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But I have now all 7 in all of them.
Okay. I will throw this away.
And then we have perfectly 3 out of 7.
No, you have 8. Wow.
I fucked it up. Anyway, it's fine. It's still perfect. We got gold, and that's how you get gold. So for us...
You know what, though?
Yeah?
Green is not lit up. So I bet to get perfect at the very end of the game, you got to get perfect in all 3.
Oh, man. Probably. I didn't math good. I should have just attached it to, like, one of these and dead-ended them.
But yeah, see how it's not lit up in the other 2?
Yeah, I do see that.
I mean, it still gives you gold. It's just, like, not perfect.
Right. Exactly. I could have just put green in a different spot. Let's try. Let's try and get perfect.
Okay.
That's hilarious. Sad that we didn't get that the first time then, because
yeah,
it doesn't give us the perfect score then at the end. Damn. Interesting that it does it that way.
Golden ticket retry.
Golden ticket retry.
You're gonna be able to speed run this bullshit.
I know. So if I do that, they don't connect. Perfect. Perfect score. Yeah.
There you go. Perfect. There's 21.
Yep, perfect 21. We have figured out they only light up if they hit 21. If you go over, you still get gold, but you will not get the perfect score, which we didn't get our first playthrough because we didn't know that.
Yeah, even though we got the gold ticket.
Even though we got the gold ticket. So even doing it right is not necessarily the perfect way. So we have just shown what it looks like to get the perfect way. And also this
here's
is what my
board.
Yep, and here's mine. Here, I'll show it from there. So this is how
I had
I've
an extra
got
pillar,
connected.
so I threw it away.
Yep, and I just purposely rotated stuff so they didn't connect and accidentally add more points. So towards the end, I was just trying to avoid making additional connectors. Because I could have connected that blue to join these ones, but it would have given me 1 extra. So I had to be very careful to rotate it to not connect those 2. So I would just get 7 to make it an even 21. Or a perfect 21.
So I'm going to go get our ticket.
Ticket! Dun, 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 dun. 21.
Voila!
Voila!
There it is.
Claim.
Golden ticket.
Golden ticket! I got a golden ticket.
Yeah, so we hope this helped.
Yep.
For those of you who are struggling with this puzzle, we tried to explain it the best we could.
Yes, we did the best. This is just the way also we did it. I don't know if it's the only way to solve it, but this has worked for us consistently.
Yeah, and considering there's RNG, I don't know if there's really a perfect solution every time.
No, there's not. And like we did it the exact same way we did it the first time as we did the second and third, and we got gold the second and third time, but the first time we didn't. So it is entirely dependent on what you get. You will have to possibly play multiple times.
Yeah, you might have to retry if you just get unlucky with RNG. So
right. We did it.
Yeah, we hope this helps.
Yes, hopefully, cross fingers.
Like the video if it did.
Yep. Please do.
And if you're still having trouble, you can comment and we can try to answer any questions you have.
Yep. We'll do our best.
Yeah. So thank you guys for watching, and good luck.
Good luck. And if you guys want to see more, again, in the description, both of us and our links are there for watching us on Twitch. But also if you want to see the other playthroughs of us playing the other games, if you're having trouble on any other puzzles, we do tend to include all of our thought process in them. So not as in depth as this, but it should at least help if you are having trouble.